Well, you look terrific. Hey, great to be with you. Meteorologist Mike Prangley, and we are just jamming it out here on our Sunday. And if you haven't heard yet, the USA did it. The men's hockey team, their first gold medal in hockey since 1980, since the Miracle on Ice. So congratulations to the USA. I think it's their third gold medal ever. So wow, what can I say? So first the women win the gold, and then the men's hockey team win the gold. So it's been a great Olympics. And of course, the Olympics wrapping up today in Italy. And for us, we're just getting started with some wild weather here on the first coast. So first off, usually I share pictures in your pictures, but I've been so immersed. Wait till I show you all these warnings across the country. I have not seen so many warnings in a long time. So I've had the glasses on. I've been glued to my computer all morning. And here's what you need to know. What does all of these watches and warnings for most of the country mean for us? It's a crazy pattern. Well, two things we need to keep our guard up for: fires and freezes. So I've got fire and freeze. So usually we do one weather impact alert, right? Weather impact alert usually sometimes for heat. Sometimes you can get it for cold weather or stormy weather or rain that impacts plans. Okay. Now we got two going on at the same time. So you see, I would love to share my picture of Cooper and my trip to the beach yesterday, and we'll catch up. But first things first, keeping you safe. And the other thing that sticks out, our weather impact alert, usually we pick out a 6 to 12 hour window. But this morning I came and I said, listen, we've got to really heed the warnings. We got to be weather aware. We got to pay attention. We got to find our coats. And this is going to continue today, this afternoon, all the way through Wednesday. So again, just keep checking back with us. We'll be streaming. We'll be checking on you and our family and friends, of course. We look outside at our beautiful city from Jacksonville to Neptune Beach and St. Augustine. Isn't that a gorgeous view? We've got the Stratus still out there, but we're getting ready for a nice, bright, sunny afternoon. So I do plan on getting back out there and doing some nice dog walks with Cooper and Bungie. And here downtown, we've got a lot going on. We've got baseball. Okay, the baseball classic is still going on, and the Price is Right is in town. Okay, so I am looking forward to that. Come on down. So as we look at those temperatures, they're going to come on down. We've got 64 right now in St. Augustine. Unbelievable. This weekend we hit 89 in Jacksonville, okay? And then by tomorrow morning, we're going to have wind chills in the 20s. So we're talking a good 60-degree drop on the way. Let me get you ready. Right now, 63 degrees officially at First Coast News. We've got the west wind starting to kick up, so it's here. All right, that front has moved through the area. So you see the St. Johns River still kind of smooth there. But as we head toward early afternoon, expect some white caps on the water. So what you need to know, if you have plans and you're out and about like so many of us, and I'll be out there with you, we are going to have to make sure we have our coats and two hands on the steering wheel. It's going to get a bit windy out there behind this front. So as we take a look at the first part, we know it's about fires and freezes for our weather impact. Let's start with the cold weather, right? Freezes, Katrina, is that right? You want to do the cold weather first? All right, so you can really see where the polar air is. You see the demarcation line, a sharp clearing and a big contrast between the clouds and the clearing line, and that's now moving in Nassau County, beautiful Amelia Island. Jekyll Island's now in the sunshine. Congratulations. Hey, we've got a beautiful week ahead. We're going to have beautiful sunshine with this dry air, but this is part of the problem, right? The cold, dry air, windy weather, not good for fires or our temperatures, especially those that like spring weather. So as we go through the afternoon, Duval, Clay, St. John's, you're next. You're going to start to see clearing skies here over the next hour. That rain from Palm Coast, that's heading out to sea. So we look at our current conditions, and you get this big blue line I drove on the map here. And basically, it's separating the warmer tropical air. Look at the 81 right now in Fort Myers to just 55 degrees right now in Bainbridge. Just amazing. So we've got a couple different seasons on the map, and it's going to be the cold air that wins this battle. All right, let's take a look. We'll zoom on in. If you have your showers toward Orlando and Tampa, yeah, so don't cancel those plans going south today. Those showers will be quick to move out. And then as we look at our high-risk futurecast, here it is. We're put a little, we put a lot of wind on here. Just giving you an idea, you see the wind flow out of the northwest. So look what that does to the temperatures. Even though it's going to be brighter and sunny as we finish our Sunday, temperatures will start to plummet down into the low 60s, even some upper 50s in Georgia by 4 o'clock. And then by 6 o'clock towards sunset, we'll all be in the 50s. And look at this, even this evening, we're going to fall into the 40s. And you can see wind chills much colder than that. So even though you see 40s, it'll feel much colder into the 30s. We look at the hour by hour, and there's some of the new data in here on our streaming show, okay? Sharing everything that is new and up to date. And yeah, this is not changing much. Okay, so come on, computers. Hopefully you're wrong, but it's not wrong about this wind and this big chill on the way. We're down to the upper 40s by 10 o'clock. And the concern is that northwest wind, okay? 20, some gusts to 30 miles per hour, especially this afternoon. Even overnight tonight, wind chills will be a factor. I mean, it doesn't matter. Even if you're going to say just above freezing along the river and the beaches, we will feel like the 20s in most locations as we wake up. So tonight, this is kind of a deceiving map. You said, okay, we can do 38, 34. Well, chop 10 degrees off this. Wind chills will be in the 20s for all of us. And when you're getting ready for work and school, yeah, as a father of 3 girls, we know it's going to take some extra time to get up and about and getting those kids out and about and making sure they have a warm ride to and from school. So it's not a bike to school kind of day. All right, we're talking about finding the warm spots and those temperatures starting out feeling like the 20s. In fact, let's go county by county where you live. All right, Brunswick, St. Simons. Keep an eye on that lighter blue. Okay, so 9:30 tonight, about 50 degrees, Mandarin 54. Let's look at the top. Ooh. Yeah, it doesn't waste time, does it? We go from the light blue to the deep blue, and that's the cold weather. So all of us getting in on those frozen wind chills by tomorrow morning. 28 degrees Jacksonville along the I-10 corridor. So from Duval back into areas of Baker County, Lake City, you're going to feel like 28, 25 in Waycross. I know, hard to believe we were in the 80s this weekend, right? 30 out toward Jacksonville Beach, where it was just beautiful, and South Jacks Beach was so nice. 31, though, not so nice as we wake up on Monday in St. Augustine. Placa, 32. If there is good news, it's no longer December, and this is the week we get ready for March. So by this time next Sunday, this time next week, we'll be talking about happy March and much warmer temperatures. So this is a 2-day cold snap. This is not going to last all week, but it's going to be a big deal. All right, we take a look at our highs tomorrow. Low to mid 50s, tough call. I could have gone a little lower. Yeah, 54 will do. I mean, this tells the story. St. Augustine to Sawgrass to Middleburg. And there'll still be some breezy, brisk winds out of the northwest. There'll still be a high fire risk. In fact, tomorrow would be another day where we'll have to watch out for a red flag warning. And when you say red flag warning, that means we heed all burn bans. We don't even think about burning. We heed all warnings out there. And we're talking about another day where wildfires will be very, very easy to take place. I mean, it's just basically an atmosphere like it's a tinderbox out there. So it won't take much for wildfires to start. And once they do, with those breezy conditions, they'll spread pretty fast. So the cold weather part of the forecast of our weather alert, let's wrap it up before commercial here. Let's go to your 7-day forecast, and we'll take our time on it because this is what folks like looking at here. And I do have your 10-day coming up, by the way. So we're streaming through at least 11:30. 68, yeah, I think we actually hit 70 this morning. You know, so we're falling, though. We got the weather picture today. It's going to get cold. Weather impact alerts kick in for the cold weather. Tomorrow morning, officially 34 in Jacksonville, but we know it's going to feel like the 20s. 54 for your high, and there's those northwest winds adding fuel to unfortunately, the wildfire threat. And then you've got temperatures bottoming out. So this is important. The coldest morning will be Tuesday. Tuesday could include a few freezes to the beaches. I think that freeze line's going to be very close, at least to the intercoastal. So that's something we got to keep an eye on. Right now, it's more about pets and plants and little people staying warm, but maybe watching even the pipes up into southeast Georgia and north and west of Jacksonville, because that 30 for Jacksonville officially could be in the mid to upper 20s in some of the colder spots. Wednesday, one more morning, it'll be calmer. I could see a frosty start one more morning on Wednesday, 34. So I kept the red going. Where you see red, that's not good. That's our big weather impacts there. And then by the afternoon, that's nice, right? We jump about 40 degrees, and that's still a sign that we've got dry air in place. And we'll still watch the elevated fire risk. So as the week goes on, we warm up, and so what's happening in the beginning, as the temperatures cool down, the dry polar air, fire risk goes up, and then we warm those temperatures up, a little more relative humidity, and then the fire risk will slowly go down. And the one thing I'm encouraged by as we get ready for March, okay, this is the end of February, next Saturday, we do have at least some rain chances. It's something. I mean, it's been something. We just need to make a dent in it. And I'm still optimistic as we get into March and in April that we will have better rain chances. This pattern we've had all winter long is changing. It's just taking the atmosphere some time to iron things out. So coming up, you see that 7-day. We talked about the freezes as the first part of our weather impact alert. Now we talk about the wildfire. Stay tuned for that. We'll be back in a couple minutes. It's the blizzard up north. Big snowstorm up in the Northeast, a historic snowstorm maybe for some. We'll talk more about that, what it means for travel weather, and for us coming up. Let's go. Meteorologist Mike Prangley. We're going strong here as we finish out the month of February. All right, so we're almost there. This time next Sunday, it'll be meteorological spring. We no longer will be talking freezes and frosts and weather impacts for cold weather, but we're still going to have that elevated fire risk, it looks like, for weeks to come. So heed the warnings out there with the burn bans and the red flag warnings, which means fire risk is through the roof right now. It won't take much for fires to start. And we start with our weather alerts all across the country and, of course, watching the blizzard up north. So we got another few minutes here, but check this out. Cold weather advisories once again, all the way to South Florida. There's the red flag warnings for the high fire risk over much of Florida. Then you've got the freeze warnings we know about tonight, north and west of Jacksonville. Wind advisories up into the Carolinas. Winter weather advisories up in Tennessee, Kentucky, and there it is, winter storm warnings. And where you see the red, the blizzard warnings. Let's start here at home, though. You can see our showers moving out today. We've got the red flag warnings, which means, yes, the atmosphere conducive to actually bringing in some wildfires across the area. The problem is with the wind, with that high wildfire risk, they could spread very quickly and they'll be very hard to control. We look up to the north. There's our freeze warnings officially tonight, officially north and west of Jacksonville, but don't let that fool you. We'll have wind chills in the 20s for most of us. It's going to be a big impact with the cold weather in the morning. Wind advisories up to Atlanta, Charleston, and let's go to our friends in the Northeast. And I'm checking on Uncle Johnny, Aunt Peggy up in Stevensville, and they've got rain right now. They're saying, where's the snow? Well, there's a blizzard warning by the time you head to Queen Anne County and points east, Worcester County and Ocean City, Maryland, the Eastern Shore. I think there could be some spots in New Jersey that could see, based on what I'm seeing, there could be 3 feet of snow, parts of New Jersey up into New England. So that's something to watch. Even New York City, measuring the snow in feet. So there it is, a bombogenesis, low pressure developing right off the Northeast coast, a classic nor'easter. That's why we're going to get so cold. That's why we've got the high fire threat with the wind and the dry weather. And look at all those deep blues. So that's the worst of the snow coming in late tonight into Monday. Big travel delays taking up much of the country. Already thousands of flights have been canceled across the United States. So I don't think things will get back close to normal until at least the middle of the week. You can see some of those snow totals. This is a conservative model. Just keep that in mind. These are, when you're seeing purples and deep blue, that's serious. Okay, so just think of feet of snow where you see the deep blue and the purple. And there's even a spot up toward Boston, Worcester, my goodness, there could be more than 3 feet of snow. There's our travel delays as we finish out our Sunday, and they're here to stay, at least into Monday and parts of Tuesday. As we look at the 2 cold days this week, I know we've got a minute here to wrap it up, just 2 cold days, and then we will warm up as we get ready for our March weather. So in our big 10-day forecast, here it comes. If you're just joining us, wrapping it up here on the streaming, we've been talking about new starts, new beginnings, and it's coming our way as we get ready for March. So new month, new momentum, and we're going to get it done. Set some new goals, and hopefully nature sets some new goals. And I do see at least some chances of rain as we finish out February, Friday, Saturday. The fire risk will start to decrease as we head into later Wednesday, late week. Okay, some higher dew points move in, but really it's going to be a tough start.